Hi everyone, welcome to the development log for my indie game, The Affine. It's a 2D procedurally generated tactics RPG, where you'll have the chance to explore a range of diverse biomes and procedurally generated dungeons, tame the wild creatures within them, and use their powers to engage in strategic turn-based combat. In this video, I want to talk you all through how I went about creating my modding page. This is an in-game tool where I've represented JSON files as a tree of nodes, and by updating the nodes in the front end, I'm actually able to get real-time feedback for the information in-game. So let me give you an example. I'm just going to load up the technique animation details for my fireball power. This is going to be the animation that plays in-game when a particular creature uses this power within combat. The benefit of this system is that I'm able to get real-time feedback when I update any of the values to this particular JSON information. For example, let me just increase the speed of these particles. I'm going to hit save, and as you can see, the particles that are being generated actually spawn with a greater initial velocity. Let's also change the gravity value so that the particles actually start falling down for some reason, just as an example. And so on the next iteration of this technique, you'll see that those particles are starting to fall down. One more for good measure, let's just bump up the volume of particles generated and go really over the top. And so that is the new technique with a rate per duration of 200. I'm just going to delete this for now. So the power of this system is that it really bridges the gap between the in-game data and the physical information being saved under the hood in the read-only JSON file. So if I load up a new technique, I'm going to hit save, and what you'll see is that whenever I update the information in the tree on the left and hit save, I'm actually seeing those values updated in the JSON string on the right. This is the physical information that's going to be saved in the read-only data, and as a result of building this tool, I actually have real-time feedback whenever I update the values and get an updated JSON string as a result. As you can see, I've actually added a number of quality of life tools that will allow me to optimize my workflow and quickly produce new content. For example, I can collapse and expand nodes, I've got a duplicate button, I can delete, and I can also shift up to reposition nodes within the tree using this button here. So what I've really got here is actually a tool that not only I can use, but someone who's not even a programmer or a developer can actually jump into and play around with as well. And who knows, that could be potentially helpful down the line. Furthermore, the beauty of this system is that I've designed it in such a way that it can apply to any type of JSON shape that you could possibly imagine. So I'm just going to hit delete quickly, and I'm going to hit the change button and change to a different class, which is the technique details class. And this information represents the combat attributes of a particular technique. Things like the range of the technique, the number of tiles that it will impact when it's been used, the elements that pertain to it, and also really obvious things like the damage that will be dealt and the stamina that will be consumed. So this is a different class to the technique animation details we were talking about before, and it's the entire same system generating the entire front end tree of nodes, and that's the beauty of it. It can be reused for all of my read-only data down the line, as long as that data is stored in a JSON format, which to my knowledge seems to be a pretty good bet. So I think it would be interesting to actually show you how easy it is for me to now make a technique animation details and see in real time what it's going to look like in game using this tool. So I might start by cloning one of my existing ones. I don't really have very many, but this fireball one's not too bad. And yeah, let's get to work. And so, as you can see, I'm able to create somewhat interesting technique animation details in a relatively short amount of time. And I hope it's kind of clear how some of my quality of life tools, such as the ability to expand collapse and create and delete new nodes, particularly in array elements of that JSON object, really helpful to me in quickly, working to create new data and modify existing technique animation details. So thanks for tuning in to catch this development log video. If by some chance you have any questions about the system or the game in general, go ahead and reach out, and otherwise go ahead and check out the game's website and the socials, which at the moment consists of Instagram and Reddit. But yeah, until next time, take it easy everyone.